Dana, Paul here, got your bike here for a quick service. Just something I want to quickly show you and point out to you about your bike. This is something that I think is an oversight on the manufacturer's part. We're here under the rear wheel. You know that it goes in this direction, and that predictably spray from the road surface or whatever it is that you're going through is going to rain down in this direction. Regrettably, Indian had the genius wisdom of putting your fuse box here. Oh, you're on the phone. Hold on one second. Oh, Dana, you're the best. You just called me, told me that you left me with your bike for a service, but you have the key with you, just like the last time, or should I say the first time. You're adorable. Okay, listen. Your fuse box is here, and this is a, you think it was a USB port, but it isn't. It is actually a pigtail for 12-volt power supply. So if you were to trickle charge the battery on your bike, you would plug the charger end, provided it has pigtail, right in here, and this will charge your battery. It is not USB. However, these particular components are sensitive to, well, being pummeled by shit that is sprayed on by the tire. Like, the distance here is really not that far. So I'm going to suggest at some point in the future, we need to put some sort of shield here. Like an extension rubber flap or fender type thing should go here, just to prevent the shit from the tire spraying onto all of this stuff, because this is a value, that is a value. I know this is watertight, water sealed, etc., but if you ever thought for a second, oh, I'm just going to go through this really deep puddle, I would personally think twice. I really would. Hey, Dana, continuation on the bike. All right, did the oil change. Interesting sort of factoid about doing oil change on an Indian. The instructions from the book says start with adding 4.25 liters. 4.5 liters, so 4.5 liters of oil goes in the bike to start. It doesn't mean that's how much it takes. It just means that's where you start. So this is the oil pan in which I deposited the oil from your bike into. And this is also from here, I put it to here, just for your own records. There's 4.5 right there. That's 4.5 liters, okay? Then inside this pan, I know it's kind of hard to see on video, but there's probably, I'm going to say, a little over a half-ish liter of oil, maybe 3/4. And this is what I put into your bike to get the dipstick to actually read at its level mark. So it's a fair bit. It's a fair bit. Yeah. Okay. Oil is in the bike, shows up on the dipstick correctly. You're good to go with the oil change. 100% brake pad left on the front, 100% left on the rear. We know this to be true. The bike has only got 900 kilometers on it, so it's perfectly good. Signals, lights, horn, everything flashes exactly as you'd expect it to. No big deals, nothing to worry about on this bike as it is brand new. There is one thing that I have to point out to you, and this may not make you particularly happy, but, oh, and I wrote on the oil filter when your next oil service should be. This is only 5,000 kilometers from what you have on the clock. So 5,900 is your next roughly expected oil change. You can go a little bit over. This is full synthetic oil that's in the bike. Just don't go too much over. Normally, I would give you a range of 8,000 kilometers. But because this is a brand new bike, we want to kind of keep things close. We're going to cut you down to 5,000 and we'll do another oil change. And then from that oil change, your next interval will be 8,000 kilometers. So I'll probably see you back in here, given the way that you ride. I'll probably see you back in here before the end of the season. Anyway, the concern. You'll probably notice that this is a beautiful front wheel. And I'm just going to zoom in here. This is the axle. These are the pinch bolts. And the axle goes through into the wheel right here. And I need to zoom in here so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. You'll notice that there is a black rubber ring right here. And if I zoom in here, you can even read some of the writing on it. Yeah, KOK, I think it says, and then upside down is 4908. This is called a dust cover. Underneath this dust cover is a wheel bearing. There's one on each side of the, one on each side. Come on, man, zoom. My God, my camera skills. I'm a mechanic, not a cameraman. Anyway, on either side of the wheel, there's a wheel bearing in here, and there's a wheel bearing over there. This one's got a dust cover, and it basically does what it suggests. It keeps dust and shit from getting inside the wheel bearing and messing it up so they get you full mileage out of the wheel. However, On the other side, you don't have one. It's missing. Like, it's just physically not there. That orange thing is the side of the wheel bearing itself. And you can probably see that at the bottom of where the axle goes through the wheel bearing, you can see there's 2 black rings there. That's actually where the dust cover used to go or should have gone. Now, evidence would suggest that there would be rings on this metal sleeve here where the dust cover has been rolling on the actual shaft itself, because this outer ring that my fingernail is touching turns, and if the seal's attached to it, it would turn on that metal sleeve and it would leave like a sort of polished mark on the metal ring, which means new from the dealership, this O-ring or dust cover was completely overlooked and missed. That is the side of your wheel bearing, but the dust cover is physically missing. So I'm going to recommend that you go back to the dealer and just say, yo, have you seen my dust cover? Have you seen my baseball? Is this major? Well, no. Is this dangerous? No. Is this what the fuckery? Yeah. Yeah, this is an oversight on whoever it was who PDI'd this bike, which basically means takes the bike out of the box and builds it. I don't know how these bikes arrive from the factory, but I would assume they come in a box like any other motorcycle does. And typically the handlebars are off and the front wheel is off, so the bike is lower and they can get it to fit inside a box. So when they put the bike together to sell, they put the front wheel on, they put the handlebars on, they install the battery, they fill it with gas, blah, 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 blah. I don't know that part of the build process is installing dust covers. I don't see why it would be, but that's not right.